One ball, two strikes to count to Sherrill. Sappington's pitch, high 2-2. Two balls, two strikes to count to Leanna Sherrill. Sappington's pitch hit foul towards the Tusculum dugout, still 2-2. Two and two the count to Sherrill. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three. Fifth strikeout for Sappington, 2 outs here in the sixth. And Kendall Osborne, the left fielder, will bat. Osborne popped to first in her only at bat. She was hit for in the fourth inning by Taylor Beard with the bases loaded, and Beard hit a fly ball to center that Maddox caught and threw the runner out at the plate. As this one is driven to left field, but Newport will charge in and make the catch, and the inning is over. The leadoff single for the Bears in the sixth, and that's all. We head to the bottom of the sixth. It's still Lenoir-Rhyne 3 and Tusculum 0 on the Pioneer Sports Network. We go to the bottom of the sixth inning. Tusculum trailing Lenoir-Rhyne by a score of 3-0. It'll be Longmire, Maddox, and Masiello due for the Pioneers here in the sixth against Lauren Rakes, who's thrown 86 pitches. Rakes at 86 pitches, 52 of them to Freischmidt, seems. Actually, she's thrown about 27 or 28 pitches to Freischmidt and 2 at-bats. 5 innings, a hit, a walk, and 6 strikeouts for Rakes. As we go to the sixth, and Longmire leads off. She struck out her first time up, pops this one up out of play. Glad you can join us here at Red Evans Field this afternoon for Southland Conference softball doubleheader action. I'm Jim Miller. Our producer this afternoon is Alex Perez. One strike to count to Kylie Longmire, and the next pitch is swung, a miss, strike two. 0-2 the count to Longmire. Tusculum baseball and Lenoir-Rhyne tied at 4 in the top of the ninth. Lenoir-Rhyne has runners at first and second with 1 out. That one is fouled back to the backstop. 0-2 the count remains to Longmire. No balls and 2 strikes to count to Longmire. The 0-2 pitch. Fouled away, still 0-2. The 0-2 is slung into right field for a base hit. Retrieved by the second baseman, Sherrill. But Longmire has a leadoff single here in the sixth. We'll see if that gives the Pioneers a little spark of life as she just dropped that one in behind first base. It's a base hit for Longmire, who will give way to the pinch runner, Michaela Bush. Bush will run for Longmire here in the 6th. Bush, one of the Pioneer pinch runners, making her 14th appearance of the season. She has stolen 4 bases and scored 5 runs. Now the Pioneers at the top of the order for Maya Maddox. She's 0 for 2. She's popped up the Lenhart at the plate and popped up to third. Bunts it, foul. 1 strike. Maddox just can't get the bunts down fair. If she can do that, it is game over as far as she's concerned with her speed. Slaps this one foul, and it's 0-2. Oh, and 2 the count to Maddox. Slapped up the middle into center field for a base hit. Stopping at second is Bush, and Maddox and Longmire with back-to-back singles, and the Pioneers have runners at first and second with nobody out. Maddox didn't try and do much with it. She just sucked the bat out there and just put it right up the middle. Past the shortstop, Mardigan. And Angela Masiello will bat with 2 on and nobody out. See what the Pioneers try and do here is Coach Hubner is calling Masiello over. You're down 3, but you have another chance after this. So if you want to try and play for 2 runs, it still gives you a chance. So we could see the bunt still in play. Or she might be telling her to hit one in the gap somewhere. So Masiello comes to the plate. She has struck out and grounded out. As we'll have a discussion at the circle. Infielders probably having that very conversation as to whether or not it's a bunt. Masiello ready to go. Shows the bunt, but takes a ball. 1 ball and no strikes to count to Masiello. They're going to the bottom of the 9th at Pioneer Park. 4-4 Tusculum and Lenoir-Rhyne. One ball and no strikes to count to Masiello. She does bunt this one. Cut off by Jennings. Her throw on to first is in time for the out. 5-4 on the sacrifice. As Maddox goes to second, Bush goes to third. So good job by Masiello. Almost got the hit out of it. And it'll be up to Lazo. Lazo has struck out twice, both times looking.
The first baseman, number 30, it's Lazo.
And for the first time today, the Pioneers have a runner at third base. First pitch to Lazo is a called strike. Lazo hitting .260 for the season. She's batting .214 with runners in scoring position. 3 RBIs all year. But as I always say, there's no time like the present. The 0-1 pitch. Off the plate, 1-1. They've been working Lazo outside. They've gotten called strikeouts. 1-1 the count to Lazo. Line foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count to Lazo. Sappington is on deck. One ball and 2 strikes to count to Haley Lazo. Rakes will make her 100th pitch. And here it is, fouled away, still 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Runners at second and third with 1 out here in the 6th. 1-2 delivery. Fouled away. Still 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes. The count remains to Lazo. Rakes pitch. In the dirt, 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The count to Lazo. Rakes ready with the 2-2 delivery to Lazo. Fought that one off and fouls it away, still 2-2 as they came up and in on her that time. Two balls and 2 strikes, the count remains to Haley Lazo. Rakes pitch, fouled away again. Lazo can just turn one of these fair. Pioneers could get a run, maybe 2. 2-2 the count. The pitch, fouled away again. So Lazo keeps fighting. 2 balls and 2 strikes, the count remains. This will be the 10th pitch of this at-bat. As Rakes returns to the rubber. She'll step in to the 2-2 delivery. Inside, didn't mean to, trying to check her swing, but it's a foul ball. Two and two the count still. Two and two to Lazo. Rakes with the pitch. Fouled away. She hit it good down the left side into the Tusculum bullpen. Other games in the South Atlantic Conference today. Anderson beat Mars Hill 4-2 in game 1 of their doubleheader at Mars Hill. Another foul ball. Great at bat here by Lazo. Some good at bats today by the Pioneers. Still 2-2 the count to Lazo. The pitch. Punched foul, right side, another foul ball. This will be the 14th pitch of this at-bat, as Lazo and Freischmidt have just been a thorn in the side of Rakes. Line the 2-2 pitch. Up and in, 3-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Sappington waits on deck. Tusculum trails at 3-0. 3-2 the count to Lazo. The pitch. Drilled to left center field, hit pretty well. It's going to be caught out there by the center fielder, Moorfield. In to score is 2 runs. They're both score. Bush scores, and then Maddox scores behind her. It's a 2-run sacrifice fly for Lazo, and it's a 3-2 game. Unbelievable. As Lazo drilled it into the left center field gap, Bush got back tagged up. Maddox was never going to stop, as she comes in and just beats the tag. A 2-run sacrifice fly. They're going to appeal at second base, and the appeal is denied. So Bush scores and Maddox scores on the sacrifice fly. 2 RBIs on the play for Lazo. And Sappington bats at the 3-2 game. Called strike to Sappington. Three to two all of a sudden here in this 6th inning. Called strike, nothing in 2. The 0-2 pitch is low, 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count to Sappington. So a great at bat by Lazo culminates with the sac fly that scores 2. The pitch fouled away. "15 pitches in that at bat to Lazo. She fouled off 10 pitches. And it pays off with a sac fly that scores 2. As this one's drilled to left center field. Moorfield can't make the play. It's in play. It's a single for Sappington, and she's a 2-out base runner. 4th hit of the game for the Pioneers. As Sappington just sliced that one away. Moorfield tried to make the play, couldn't do so. Coach Sheena Holler making her way to the circle. As Rakes is now up to 116 pitches. And I bet 90 of them are strikes. 88 of them are strikes. And about 50 of them are foul balls. We'll have a runner at first base for Sappington. It will be Kaylee Higgins. So Higgins will run at first.
It's hilarious. Oh yeah.
So after the discussion, we will have Newport to bat for the Pioneers. Callan Newport is 0 for 2. She has struck out and fouled out. So Higgins running at first base. The inning started with a single from Longmire. Bush ran for her. Maddox delivered a single. Masiello moved the runners up on a sacrifice. And then after a 15-pitch at bat, Lazo flied out to the fence in center field, and both runners scored. 1 strike to count to Newport. The 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, nothing in 2. I said earlier, Maddox makes havoc happen on the base paths, and she did there. There aren't too many players who would have scored from second base on a ball like that. And she had no doubt in her mind. She was full speed around third. The 0-2 pitch. Pop foul out of play. No balls and 2 strikes the count. Baseball's gone to the 10th inning. They're tied at 4. Popped up, out of play. Still nothing in 2 the count to Callan Newport. 3 hits in the inning for the Pioneers. They've trimmed this deficit to 3-2. Time is called. Higgins' runner at first has not attempted a stolen base this season. The 0-2 is fouled away. Whoever is paying the ball retriever should give them double today. Those guys or girls or whoever's been out there doing that, they've been working hard. 0-2 the count still to Callan Newport. The pitch, low, 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes to Newport. Alloway waits on deck. The 1-2 pitch. Inside corner called strike 3. Newport down looking for the second time. 7 strikeouts now for Lauren Rakes. But the Pioneers get 2 runs in the inning, 3 hits, and they leave 1. We go to the 7th. It's Lenoir-Rhyne 3, Tusculum 2 on the Pioneer Sports Network. We're off to the top of the 7th inning here at Red Edmonds Field, and it's been an interesting ball game. Lenoir-Rhyne got 3 in the 4th, Tusculum getting 2 in the bottom of the 6th. And it's a 3-2 game as we go to the top of the 7th. Lenoir-Rhyne has the top of the order, Moorfield, Jennings, and Wall to bat against Sappington, who's thrown 106 pitches. 7 hits, 3 runs, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts. Moorfield is 1 for 3. She has struck out, grounded out, and singled.
The center fielder, number 11, Savannah Moorfield.
Wide in the first pitch of the inning from Sappington is low for a ball, 1-0. One ball and no strikes to count. Pitch. Popped up, shallow right field. Hughes goes back and she makes the catch on the edge of the grass for the first out. So Moorfield is 1 for 4, 1 down in the 7th. And it'll bring up to the plate Hannah Jennings, the third baseman. Jennings is grounded out, singled, and popped up. Also 1 for 3. Tusculum in the 7th will have Alloway, Freischmidt, and Hodges. Called strike. No activity in the LR bullpen. Rakes has completed 8 of her 10 starts this season. She's also the closer. She has 3 saves. So they're gonna ride or die with her, which I think is the best move. 1 ball, 1 strike the count to Jennings. Wind up in the 1-1 pitch. Foul back, 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes to count to Jennings. Low on the changeup, 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes the count to Jennings. Bouncer to first. Lazo getting help, doesn't get there in time from Hughes. It's an infield single. Jennings might have beaten that out anyway. It's a base hit for Jennings, her second of the game. It'll bring up Cassidy Wall, the right fielder. Wall has struck out, doubled, and walked and scored a run.
The right fielder, number 9, Cassidy Wall.
The wind looking at the wind out there, that may have knocked down that ball Lazo hit enough to keep it from leaving the ballpark. But by the same token, the ball that Rakes hit in the 4th inning that went off the fence almost certainly would have been a grand slam with no wind. So it goes both ways. That play cost LR 2 runs, cost Tusculum 1 run. So the wind has been a neutralizing factor for both teams. The 1-0 from Sappington in the dirt, 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0 the count to Wall. Popped up right side. Lazo giving chase, and she couldn't quite get there. Fighting the wind, the sun, the fence, the moon, the tides. Halley's Comet. 2 balls and a strike the count to Wall. The pitch. Called, strike on the outside corner. It's 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count to Cassidy Wall. Sappington's pitch is foul down the right side. That'll be out of play for sure. Two balls and 2 strikes to count to Cassidy Wall. The 2-2 pitch. Hit up the middle, past the diving Hughes into center field. Maddox will get it back into the infield. Back-to-back singles for the Bears, and they have 2 on with 1 out for the catcher, Kylie Lenhart. Lenhart has lined to short, walked, and struck out and scored a run.
The catcher, number 3, Kylie Lenhart.
And we have maneuvering on both sides as Coach Hubner goes to the circle. So the discussion is underway. 3-2 here in the 7th. Game 2 will start about 30 to 35 minutes after the conclusion of this one. And we'll have that one for you here on the Pioneer Sports Network. So the discussion is over. The infield has gotten their instructions. So we return to play as Lenhart steps in. First pitch to her is swing and a miss, strike 1. Sappington now at 120 pitches. One strike to count to Kylie Lenhart. Called strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes to count. high, 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Lenhart down on strikes for the second time. 6 strikeouts for Sappington, 2 outs here in the 7th. Pioneers will try and keep it here to 1 run as Mardigan will bat. She has singled, hit into a fielder's choice, and fouled out. She has scored a run. So 1 more big out to get for the Pioneers, and then they can go to work in the bottom half of the 7th. The pitch. Half swing, did she go? It looked like they'll appeal it. No swing. One ball and no strikes to count to Mardigan. As she have to come back after that one. The 1-0 pitch. That's a ball outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Sappington has struck out 6, walked 4. 2-0 the count to Mardigan. That's off the plate, 3 balls and no. Three balls and 1 strike the count to Julia Mardigan. Off the plate, ball 4. And the bases are loaded. For the first baseman, Laura Beth Wood. Wood has flied to right, walked to knock in a run, and singled. She is 1 for 2 officially. Batting with the bases loaded for the second time today. So Sappington, no room for error now. First pitch. Inside corner, strike 1. One strike the count to Wood. The 0-1 pitch is high, 1-1. Lenoir-Rhyne has taken a 6-4 lead in the 10th in baseball on a 2-out bases loaded single. One and 1 the count here to Wood. The pitch. Fouled away, 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes the count to Laura Beth Wood. Sappington ready to go with the 1-2 pitch. High, 2-2. Sappington up over 130 pitches now. Two balls, 2 strikes, the count to Wood. Wind the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 7th strikeout of the game for Sappington. And perhaps none bigger as she retires Wood on strikes to end the inning and leave the bases loaded. Lenoir-Rhyne has now left 9 in the game. And we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. It is Tusculum trailing Lenoir-Rhyne 3-2 on the Pioneer Sports Network. We head to the bottom of the 7th inning here in Game 1. Lenoir-Rhyne leading Tusculum by a score of 3-2. It'll be Anna Alloway, Chloe Freischmidt, and Caitlin Hodges due up for the Pioneers here in the 7th against Lauren Rakes, who's thrown 123 pitches. 6 innings for Rakes, 4 hits, 2 runs, a walk, and 7 strikeouts.
Right fielder 00, Anna Alloway.
Alloway is out twice, both times on pop-ups to shortstop. Alloway now hitting .363 for the season. 3 home runs and 16 RBIs for the Pioneer right fielder. The first pitch to her is called strike. 1 strike the count to Alloway. The 0-1 pitch. Chopped to third off the glove of the third baseman Jennings, and that'll be a base hit for Alloway. On the reaction play at third base, she hit a smash to third for the base hit. And Alloway's the leadoff base runner here in the 7th. And coming in to run for her, the 4th pinch runner of the game used by the Pioneers. That will be Alyssa Suits. So Suits running for Alloway. Freischmidt batting. Freischmidt has been the nemesis of Rakes today. 2 lengthy at-bats. 1 inning in a single, the other inning in a fly ball. Freischmidt has not sacrificed this season. Suits has 2 stolen bases. And the first pitch is a strike. And Coach Hubner not happy with her runner at first base after that first pitch. 1 strike to count to Freischmidt. Freischmidt has a home run this season. She does have power. Bunt is down. It's in play. Rakes onto first. To Cheryl covering. 1-4 on the sacrifice for the first out as Suits takes second. And this will be another pinch hitter for the Pioneers. Well, actually, it'll be the first pinch hitter of the game. Batting for Hodges is Ashley Harbison. So Harbison will bat for the shortstop Hodges. Harbison at the plate this season is 4 for 13, 308 hitter, 2 runs batted in. Harbison, the junior out of Knoxville. 1 out, bottom of the 7th. Suits on at second. The first pitch is taken for a strike on the outside corner. 1 strike the count to Harbison. Kylie Longmire waits on deck. And the next pitch is taken for a ball. 1-1 the count to Harbison. Rakes coming up on her 130th pitch of the afternoon. 1-1. Called strike 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count to Ashley Harbison. Rakes with the 1-2. Half swing, did she go? She did. Harbison out on strikes for the second out. 8th strikeout for Rakes, and it'll be up to Kylie Longmire. Longmire has struck out and singled. That single igniting the 2-run rally in the 6th inning. So Tusculum down to their last out. Rakes pitch. Popped up out of play, 1 strike. One strike to count to Kylie Longmire. Baseball is done, as this game is about to be over as well. Longmire out on the ground ball to second to Sherrill, and the game is over. Tusculum got a hit in the 7th inning, but they strand the runner at second, and game 1 goes to Lenoir-Rhyne by a score of 3-2. Final game totals for Lenoir-Rhyne: 3 runs, 9 hits, no errors. They left 9. Tusculum 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors. They left 4. The winning pitcher, Lauren Rakes, now 11-1. Emily Sappington takes the loss. She drops to 6-6. As this game was played in 2 hours and 12 minutes. Batting stars in game 1, Tusculum had 5 different players get a hit apiece. Lazo had the 2-run sacrifice fly in the 6th. For LR, Wall was 2 for 3 with a double, Jennings 2 for 4, and Rakes with a 2-run double in the 3rd that wound up being the margin. Rakes went 7 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts, 133 pitches, 103 strikes, and 30 balls. For Sappington, she went the distance as well. 7 innings, 9 hits, 3 runs, 5 walks, 7 strikeouts, 133 pitches, 79 of them were strikes. So Lenoir-Rhyne takes game 1 in the doubleheader by a score of 3-2. Game 2 of our doubleheader will start sometime a little bit after 3:45, and we hope you join us along the Pioneer Sports Network. You can just go back out to the live video screen where you came in, and we'll have the game 2 video coming up for you in a little while. Thanks to our producer this afternoon, Alex Perez. Thanks to Jessica Biggers as well. I'm Jim Miller, your final score. Lenoir-Rhyne 3, Tusculum 2. You've been watching Pioneer Softball on the Pioneer Sports Network. Kavanaugh getting the start for Tusculum. Those game 2 lineups. For Tusculum, or for Lenoir-Rhyne, the visitors on the scoreboard will be Savannah Moorfield leading off in center field. Hannah Jennings at third base hits second. Cassidy Wall in right field hits third. The only change in the lineup for the Bears, Julia Mardigan moves up to the number 4 spot at shortstop, and Kylie Lenhart drops to the number 5 spot in the lineup. She'll catch. Laura Beth Wood hits 6th at first base. Lauren Rakes will be the designated player batting 7th. Leanna Sherrill at second base hits 8th, and Kendall Osborne in left field bats 9th. And Morgan Beeler will do the pitching for the Bears in game number 2. That's how they'll line up for head coach Sheena Holler. For Tusculum, a little change in their lineup as well. Maya Maddox leads off in center field. Calla Newport moves up the number 2 spot in left field, batting 2nd. Haley Lazo at first base hits 3rd. Chloe Freischmidt catching and batting 4th. Emily Sappington will be the designated player, hit 5th. Anna Alloway in right field, bats 6th. Caitlin Hodges at shortstop, bats 7th. Hannah Hughes in the lineup in game 2 at second base, batting 8th. And Kylie Longmire at third base hits 9th. With Ireland Kavanaugh doing the pitching in game 2 for the Pioneers. That's the lineup for Coach Julie Hubner.
The center fielder, number 11, Savannah Moorfield, leading off. The third baseman, number 4, Hannah Jennings.
Kavanaugh will be making her 8th start of the season. She's pitched in 11 games. She's 5-3 with a 4.57 earned run average. Kavanaugh has completed 4 of those 7 starts with 1 shutout. 46 innings, 44 hits, 30 earned runs. 11 walks, 36 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .240 against Ireland Kavanaugh, the sophomore out of Columbus, Georgia.
Number 10, Lauren Rakes. The second baseman, number 27, Leanna Sherrill. The left fielder, number 5.
The team's getting their final instructions before we go here in game number 2.
The starters for your Tusculum University Pioneers.
The home plate umpire in game number 2 will be Amber DeWald. Arnez Cantrell will umpire at third base, and the first base umpire will be Brad Burden.
Next, the first baseman, number 30, Lazo.
Lenoir-Rhyne with the win in the first game, 20-6 overall, 5-0 in the South Atlantic Conference. Tusculum fell to 13-11 overall and 0-3 in the conference. Elsewhere in South Atlantic Conference play this afternoon,
The shortstop, number 2, Caitlin Hodges. Batting 8.
it was Anderson beating Mars Hill 4-2 in game 1 of their doubleheader at Mars Hill. And Anderson leads game 2 also by a 4-2 score, and they have finished the 4th inning in that ball game. UVA-Wise got a run in the bottom of the 7th inning. They beat Lincoln Memorial 2-1 in game 1 of their doubleheader this afternoon in Wise. Those are the only 3 doubleheaders on the slate today. There are some doubleheaders scheduled for tomorrow. Again, weather permitting, which is going to play all kinds of havoc with the schedule. In fact, there is no games scheduled tomorrow. Catawba and Anderson was the only conference game tomorrow, and that game has already been postponed. So we're ready to go here, as Game 2 is just about to begin. Sunny skies still, winds blowing out to right field. We won't have to worry about softball because we're getting it done today. And that was a smart move to move this one up a day. We're able to do so. Both teams on spring break this week, so no problems with classes. Anytime you can get a doubleheader in and get it done, that's one less rescheduled game you got to worry about later. So we're all set here. As the leadoff batter for Lenoir-Rhyne will be Savannah Moorfield, the center fielder. Moorfield hitting .379, no home runs, 9 runs batted in. The first pitch at .352 is low and away for a ball, 1-0. Moorfield was 1 for 4 in game number 1. Kavanaugh's next pitch is on the corner for a strike, 1-1. Glad you could join us on the Pioneer Sports Network this afternoon. Our producer, Alex Perez. We'll be updating you on baseball as well. Lenoir-Rhyne baseball team beat Tusculum 6-4 in 10 innings in game 1 of their doubleheader down at Pioneer Park. And they are just about to start game number 2. They're playing a doubleheader today, and they will be off tomorrow and play a single game on Sunday, which we'll have for you on the Pioneer Sports Network. 2-1 pitch. Chopped to second. Hughes has it. Flips on to first for the out. One down here in the first. And Hannah Jennings will come to the plate. Jennings was 2 for 4 in game 1 with a pair of singles, now batting .317 for the season. Two home runs, 16 runs batted in for Jennings. Called strike. One strike the count to Hannah Jennings. The 0-1 pitch. Popped up, playable behind third. Hodges makes the catch for the second out. 2 up and 2 down here in the first. And Cassidy Wall, the right fielder, will bat.
The right fielder, number 9, Cassidy Wall.
Wall in game number 1 was 2 for 3 with a double and a run scored. Now hitting .402 for the season with 4 homers and 28 runs batted in. The first pitch to Wall is a ball. That one is hit to third. Great play at third base by Longmire to knock it down, but she'll have no play. It'll be an infield single for Cassidy Wall. Longmire did everything she could to keep it from going down the line towards the corner, and she holds Wall to an infield single. She's a 2-out base runner. For the shortstop, Julia Mardigan. Mardigan hitting .307. A home run, 12 runs batted in, as she takes a strike on the outside corner. Mardigan in game 1 was 1 for 3 with a run scored and a walk. The next pitch from Kavanaugh is fouled away. No balls and 2 strikes the count to Mardigan. While the runner at first base has not attempted has attempted 1 stolen base this season, it was unsuccessful. We'll also have updates from the NCAA Track and Field Championships out in Pittsburgh, Kansas. Tusculum sprinter Richard Gervil about to run in the 60-meter prelims, and we'll have his result for you. The 0-2 is line foul. Gervil will run in the 60 meters and the 200 meters this afternoon, while Zachary Nelson will run in the 400 meters. No balls and 2 strikes the count to Mardigan. This one is hit up the middle into center field for a base hit. Maddox gets it back in. Wall will stop at second. Back-to-back singles for the Bears, and they have 2 on with 2 out. For the catcher, Kylie Lenhart.
The catcher, number 3, Kylie Lenhart.
Lenhart in game 1 was 0 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. She struck out twice against Sappington, hitting .294 for the season, 4 home runs, and 17 runs batted in. Runners at first and second, 2 outs here in the first. And that pitch is taken for a ball, 1-0. 1 ball and no strikes the count to Lenhart. Called strike in the inside corner, 1-1. 1-1 the count to Kylie Lenhart. Kavanaugh's pitch is high, 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike, the count. The pitch. Golf to center field. Maddox back at the track. It's in play off the wall. In to score is Wall. In to score is Mardigan. On at second with a double and 2 RBIs is Lenhart. And Lenoir-Rhyne is off to a quick 2-0 lead here in the first. So Kavanaugh got the first 2 outs and then 2 singles and a double, and it's 2-0 Bears. For Lenhart, her 8th double of the season, RBIs number 18 and 19. And Lenoir-Rhyne strikes quickly here in the first inning. That'll bring Laura Beth Wood to the plate. She takes a called strike. Wood in game 1 was 1 for 3 with a walk and an RBI. She drew a bases-loaded walk in the 4th, hitting .230. Called strike, 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes the count to Laura Beth Wood. The line, the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. First strikeout for Kavanaugh. But the Bears get 2 in the first on 3 hits, and they leave 1. The end of a half inning, it's Lenoir-Rhyne 2, Tusculum 0 on the Pioneer Sports Network. We head to the bottom of the first inning. Lenoir-Rhyne leading 2-0. as they send to the circle in game number 2, Morgan Beeler. Beeler 7-4 this season, a 2.40 earned run average, making her 13th start, 15th appearance overall, 8 complete games, 2 shutouts, 73 innings, 58 hits, 25 earned runs, 38 walks in 73 innings, and 56 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .210 against Morgan Beeler. Beeler, junior out of Ocean Isle Beach, North Carolina. And the first pitch is a strike to Maya Maddox. Last year, Beeler was 6-3 with a 3.08 ERA. Maya Maddox leading off for the Pioneers here in the last half of the first. Maddox was 1 for 3 in game 1 with a single, and she scored from second on a sacrifice fly. She hits a comebacker to Beeler, who will throw to Wood at first base for the out. We didn't get a chance to tell you that Maddox is now hitting .459 this season prior to that at bat. Callan Newport, the left fielder, comes to the plate. Newport was 0 for 3 in game 1 with 2 strikeouts. She's hitting .341 with no home runs and 4 runs batted in. The pitch. Called ball. Low and away. One ball and no strikes to count to Newport. The 1-0 pitch from Beeler. Fouled away, 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike to count to Callan Newport. Newport, the junior out of Seymour, Tennessee. The 1-1 from Beeler is a called strike, 1-2. Baseball has started game 2 at Pioneer Park. No score, top of the first. One ball and 2 strikes to count to Newport. Beeler's pitch. Hit to second. Big hop, a bad hop. It'll be a base hit as that skipped right over the head of Sherrill. A bad hop single for Newport. Nothing you can do about that when that ball's coming at you and all of a sudden just skips over your head. That'll bring Lazo to the plate.
First baseman, number 30, it's Lazo.
Lazo might have had the at-bat of the day in game 1 as she faced 15 pitches from Rakes, and then on the 15th hit a fly ball to deep center field that was caught, and 2 runners scored for the Pioneers on a rare 2-run sacrifice fly, which cut the Tusculum lead deficit to 3-2, but that's all the closer it would get. Lazo hitting .260. No home runs, 5 runs batted in. Beeler's pitch. Hit to short. Bardegan flips to second for 1, on to first is late. Fielder's choice. And with 2 outs, it'll bring Chloe Freischmidt to the plate.
The catcher, number 14, Chloe Freischmidt.
Freischmidt in game number 1 was 1 for 2. She singled and sacrificed, batting .263, a home run and 10 runs batted in. The first pitch is away, 1 ball and no strikes. Swinging a foul tip, 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch, check swing, appeal, no swing. 2 balls and 1 strike to count to Freischmidt. Two and 1 the count to Chloe Freischmidt. The pitch. Low, 3-1. Tension's diverted as Witcher Gervil's about to run in the 3rd heat of the 60 meters. He needs a 680 or win the heat. He has not lost a heat in the 60 all season. 3-1 pitch, high, ball 4. Freischmidt draws a walk. The Pioneers have 2 on with 2 out. For Emily Sappington, the designated player, Sappington pitched game 1, and at the plate was 1 for 2 with a walk and a single.
The designated player number 8, Emily Sappington.
So Sappington steps in with 2 on and 2 out here in the first. Sappington standing in against Beeler. The pitch. Low and in for a ball, 1-0. Sappington hitting .353 this season. No home runs, 1 RBI. And a called strike, 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike the count to Emily Sappington. The 1-1 pitch is a called strike on the outside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count to Emily Sappington. The 1-2 delivery. Foul tip at the plate, still alive. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count to Emily Sappington. The 1-2 delivery. Swing and a foul tip, strike 3. A hit and a walk for the Pioneers in the first inning, but that's all. As Beeler gets her first strikeout. After an inning, it's Lenoir-Rhyne 2, Tusculum nothing on the Pioneer Sports Network. Top of the second inning here at Red Evans Field. It is Lenoir-Rhyne leading 2-0. And they will have the 7, 8, 9 hitters here in the second inning with Lauren Rakes leading off. A 2-run double by Kylie Lenhart in the first. And a called strike. Congratulations to Tusculum's Richard Gervel, who won his heat and advances to the finals in the 60 meters at the NCAA Track and Field Championships. That one is hit to third. Longmire has it on a hop. Throw across in time for the out. Nice play at third by Kylie Longmire as Rakes is the first out.
The second baseman, number 27, Leanna Sherrill.
Leanna Sherrill will bat. Sherrill in game 1 was 1 for 2 with a single. Sherrill hitting .214 this season, no home runs, and 2 runs batted in. And that pitch is fouled away, 1 strike. One strike to count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fouled away, 1-2. And the next batter is Kendall Osborne, the left fielder. Osborne 0 for 2 in game 1. Ahead in the count, 1 ball and no strikes. High and away, 2 balls and no strikes. Osborne hitting 176, a home run, 2 runs batted in. Two-0 pitch is fouled away. Two-one pitch is a foul, tip, swing and a miss, strike 2, 2-2. Which is it? It was a swing and a miss. 2-2. Off the plate, 3-2. 3-2 the count to Kendall Osborne. 2 outs here in the second. Ball 4 inside. First walk issued by Kavanaugh. Osborne's a 2-out base runner, and back around to the top of the lineup for the Bears in Savannah Moorfield. Moorfield grounded out to second her first time up.
Center fielder number 11, Savannah Moorfield.
Called strike. One strike to count to Moorfield. Popped up. Shallow left field, very shallow left field, and the catch is made by Newport for the final out. 2-out walk and nothing else for the Bears in the second. We head to the bottom of the second inning. It's Lenoir-Rhyne 2, Tusculum nothing on the Pioneer Sports Network. We're off to the bottom of the second inning here in game 2. Tusculum trailing 2-0. And it'll be Anna Alloway leading off the inning for the Pioneers. Alloway was 1 for 3 in game 1. Now batting .370 for the season. 3 homers, 16 RBIs. Beeler's first pitch is high, 1 ball and no strikes. One to 0 the count to Alloway. Fouled away, 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 the count to Anna Alloway. And the next pitch is off the plate, 2 balls and a strike. Two balls and 1 strike to count to Anna Alloway. Low and away, 3-1. 3 balls and 1 strike the count to Anna Alloway. High, ball 4. Second walk by Beeler, and Alloway's the leadoff base runner. And Caitlin Hodges will come to the plate.
Shortstop, number 2.
Hodges, the Pioneers' shortstop, in game 1 was 0 for 1 with a sacrifice. Hodges hitting .250 with 14 runs batted in. Shows bunt, takes a ball. One ball, no strikes the count to Hodges. Once again, and it's smothered at the plate by the catcher, Lenhart. 1 ball, 1 strike. One ball and 1 strike the count to Caitlin Hodges. Bunt is at the plate, foul, 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count to Caitlin Hodges, the senior out of Blairsville, Georgia. Hodges did have a successful sacrifice in game 1. That was her second of the season. She swings away this time and fouls it away. Still 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes the count to Hodges. High, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes the count to Hodges. Two-two pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Second strikeout for Beeler, 1 down here in the second. It'll bring Hannah Hughes to the plate. Hughes was flexed in game 1, so her first at bat of the day. She's hitting .286 with 2 home runs, 6 runs batted in.
The second baseman, number 11, Hannah Hughes.
Hughes, a senior out of Baxter, Tennessee. Swing and a miss, strike 1. One strike to Hughes. Off the plate, a ball and a strike. Hughes will be glad to know that her alma mater, the Bees of Upperman High School, will be playing for a state girls basketball championship on Saturday. Upperman advancing with a 45-44 win over Creekwood this afternoon. They'll play Jackson Southside, who beat Page in the other semifinal, 49-46. Popped up foul and out of play as it lands beside the press box. We give you everything here. Track and field, baseball, high school basketball. See if there's been any baseball free agent signings. One and 2 the count to Hannah Hughes. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Beeler, her third of the game. And Kylie Longmire will bat with 2 outs. Longmire, Pioneer third baseman, in game number 1 was 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored, or was 1 for 3 with a single. First pitch to Longmire is low for a ball, 1-0. One to 0 the count to Longmire. Batting .391 as she swings and misses that one. 3 homers, 17 RBIs for Longmire. The 1-1 pitch. Bounced foul, 1-2. One and two the count. Beeler's pitch popped up, out of play. One and two the count remains to Longmire. Tusculum baseball off to a 3-0 lead in the first. In game two of that doubleheader. That'll be a 7-inning game. One and two the count to Longmire. Fouled away again. One and two the count still to Kylie Longmire. The pitch. In the dirt, 2-2. Two and two the count to Longmire. The pitch. Fouled back. Beeler already at 40 pitches here in the second inning with this next delivery. 2-2. High, 3-2. Said Beeler walks a lot of batters. She walked 38 in 73 innings, and she's walked 2 already today. In fact, the last 5 Tusculum batters have been 3 strikeouts and 2 walks. Hit fair down the third baseline past Jennings. It's going to the corner. Being waved around third is Alloway, and she will score on the slide. It's an RBI double for Longmire, and the Pioneers have cut the deficit in half. It's 2-1. As Longmire just reached out and just put it right down the line over the bag into the corner. And it's 2-1 ball game. Back around to the top of the order for the Pioneers, Maya Maddox.
Center fielder number 1, Maya Maddox.
For Longmire, that is her 6th double of the season. Catcher Lenhart out to talk to Beeler. The Pioneers on the board. It's 2-1. Man, it'll be Maya Maddox. Maddox hitting now .453 for the season. Maddox hitting .556 with runners in scoring position. The first pitch is taken inside for a ball, 1-0. 1 ball and no strikes to count to Maddox. The 1-0 pitch. Up and away, 2 balls and no strikes. Two and 0 the count. To Maddox. The pitch. Called strike, 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike, the count. Called strike, 2-2. Two and 2 the count to Maddox. That goes off the helmet of Maddox. And she's going to head to first base. We'll have a discussion here. Maddox will walk this one off. So after Maddox is hit by the pitch, it'll be Callan Newport at the plate. Newport singled her first time up, batting with runners at first and second. So the Pioneers, for the second inning in a row, have 2 on with 2 out. The pitch. Off the plate, 1 ball and no strikes. One and 0 the count to Newport. 2 balls and no strikes. Two and 0 the count to Newport. She'll back away. Two balls, no strikes, the pitch. Off the plate, 3 and 0. Lazo on deck. Three balls, no strikes. Beeler's pitch. Right there for a strike, 3 and 1. Three balls, 1 strike the count to Callan Newport. The pitch. Inside corner, strike 2. Runners will be off with the pitch with 2 outs. The windup, the 3-2. Golf to left center field. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Around third is Longmire. She'll score. Maddox into third standing. Into second standing with a double is Newport. And the Pioneers have tied it at 2 here in the second inning. So Newport with the double, and the Pioneers have tied this ball game here in the second inning. As Coach Sheena Haller comes out to the circle. They had bullpen activity earlier. So it's 2-2. As Newport is on its second base with the double. She's now 2 for 2. Her second double of the season, RBI number 5. Maddox on at third now, Newport at second as the discussion ends. So a walk, 2 strikeouts, an RBI double, a hit batsman, and another RBI double. And it'll be Lazo with 2 on and 2 out. Lazo reached on a fielder's choice her first time up. Baseball update, Tusculum leads Lenoir-Rhyne 3-1, middle of the second inning of that 7-inning game. So Lazo in to face Beeler. Beeler winds in the pitch. Off the plate, 1 ball and no strikes. Sac softball scoreboard. Anderson had a 10-2 lead on Mars Hill after 6, so I'm assuming that is going to be a final. Anderson will have the sweep of that doubleheader. The 1-0 pitch is low and outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Beeler not believing. 2-0 the count to Lazo. The pitch. Hit towards center field. Moorfield chasing it and makes the catch for the out. Pioneers leave 2, but they scored 2 on 2 hits. And at the end of 2, we're tied at 2 on the Pioneer Sports Network. We head to the top of the 3rd inning as Tusculum has answered with 2 runs in the bottom of the 2nd inning to tie this one up at 2 apiece. It'll be Jennings, Wall, and Mardigan batting for the Bears here in the 3rd. Hannah Jennings, the 3rd baseman, popped up to short her first time up.
Third baseman number 4, Hannah Jennings.
First pitch from Ireland Kavanaugh is high for a ball, 1-0. 1 ball and no strikes the count to Jennings, hitting .313. Kavanaugh's 1-0 delivery. Popped up into shallow center field. Maddox on the run, can't get there, it's a base hit. A bloop single for Jennings, her first hit of the game. 4th hit for the Bears. And she's the leadoff base runner here in the 3rd.
The right fielder number 9, Cassidy Wall.
Cassidy Wall, the right fielder, will come to the plate. Wall singled and scored her first time up. She had a smash down to 3rd that was knocked down by Lallmeyer. Kavanaugh's first pitch. Hit to 2nd and into right center field for a base hit. Rounding 2nd and hitting to 3rd is Jennings, and she'll get there standing. Or she'll slide. She didn't have to, but she's in there at 3rd. And runners are at the corners with nobody out. So the Bears coming right back here. Back-to-back singles from Jennings and Wall. And Mardigan will bat. She singled and scored her first time up.
The shortstop number 32, Julia Mardigan.
Lenoir-Rhyne now with 5 hits in the game. Kavanaugh ready with her first pitch. Hit foul past 3rd. And a coach, a runner, a fielder, an umpire all making various moves on that ball. 1 strike the count to Mardigan. The 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes to count to Mardigan. Hit towards right center field, but in the infield, it's caught by Hughes for the first out.
The catcher, number 3, Kylie Lenhart.
One down here in the third, and Kylie Lenhart, the catcher, will bat. Lenhart had a 2-run double her first time up. Now hitting .304. Inside for a ball, 1-0. Inside, 2 balls and no strikes. Two and 0 the count. And that's high, 3 balls and no strikes. Three and 0 the count to Lenhart. The pitch is outside ball 4. And the bases are loaded with 1 out for Laura Beth Wood, the first baseman.
Now batting the first baseman, number 24, Laura Beth Wood.
Wood struck out swinging to end the first inning. Popped up, and it's an infield fly, and Kavanaugh allows Lohmeyer to make the catch for the second out. So Wood's out on 1 pitch, 2 outs here in the third.
The designated player, number 10, Lauren Rakes.
Lauren Rakes comes to the plate. Rakes grounded out her first time up. Rakes batted with the bases loaded in the 4th inning in Game 1 and delivered a 2-run double. Foul back to the screen, 1 strike. One strike the count to Lauren Rakes, who got the win in Game 1 to improve her record to 11-1. Inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. One and 1 the count to Rakes. Golf to left field. Newport in foul territory makes the catch, and the inning is over. Back-to-back singles to lead off the inning, and then a walk loaded the bases, but Kavanaugh pitches out of trouble. Middle of the third, it's Lenoir-Rhyne 2, Tusculum 2 on the Pioneer Sports Network. We head to the bottom of the third inning. Tusculum and Lenoir-Rhyne tied at 2 here on the Pioneer Sports Network. Glad you joined us this afternoon. Jim Miller with you.
The catcher, number 14.
Lenoir-Rhyne won the opener 3-2. This game tied at 2 in the bottom of the third inning. The schedule update for tomorrow. The men's and women's tennis matches against Lincoln Memorial have been postponed. They've been rescheduled for April the 10th. And the lacrosse matches have been time change. As the first pitch to Chloe Freischmidt is low for a ball 1-0. Women's lacrosse and men's lacrosse at Newberry tomorrow has been moved back. The women will start at 5, the men at 7:30. The men's volleyball match against Indiana Tech is still on as of now. Indiana Tech is going to have to travel from the north and travel through the weather. Baseball has already been moved to Sunday. That was announced previously. And, of course, softball would have been tomorrow, but it's today. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count to Freischmidt. She walked her first time up, low, 2 balls and a strike. Two and 1, the count to Chloe Freischmidt, batting at .263. Two-one pitch. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes, the count to Chloe Freischmidt. Low, 3-2. Three balls and 2 strikes to Freischmidt, leading off the third. Beeler. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Got her on the changeup. Freischmidt down swinging. 4th strikeout for Beeler. 1 out here in the third. Emily Sappington will bat. Sappington struck out to end the first inning with 2 on. And Sappington's not going to bat. As Coach Julie Hubner notifies the home plate umpire of a pinch hitter. It'll be Claire Smeltzer. Smeltzer will bat for Sappington. Smeltzer, the sophomore out of Smithfield, Virginia.
Now batting for the Pioneers, number 20, Claire Smeltzer.
Smeltzer's first at bat of the game of the doubleheader. She's played 19 games, started 16, hitting .239 with no home runs and 5 runs batted in as she takes called strike. So Smeltzer pinch hitting for the designated player, Sappington. The 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes the count. The 0-2 pitch. Low and away, 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes the count to Smeltzer. The 1-2 delivery. Low and away, 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count to Claire Smeltzer. The wind by Beeler, the 2-2 pitch. Hit towards first, knocked down by Wood, and she'll step on the bag for the second out. 2 up and 2 down here in the third, and Alloway will come to the plate. Alloway walked and scored in the second.
The right fielder, 0-0, Anna Alloway.
Alloway steps in to face Beeler. And the first pitch. Line to third and caught by Jennings to end the inning. Hit it hard right at the third baseman, Jennings, for the out. 1-2-3 in the third inning for the Pioneers. We head to the fourth. It's 2-2, Tusculum and Lenoir-Rhyne in the Pioneers Sports Network. We head to the top of the fourth inning, 2-2 between Lenoir-Rhyne and Tusculum. The Pioneers got 2 in the second after the Bears got 2 in the first. Ireland Kavanaugh has allowed 5 hits and 2 runs in 3 innings. They shall face the 8, 9, and 1 hitters for the Bears. Leanna Sherrill leading off the top of the fourth. Sherrill struck out her first time up. 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors for Lenoir-Rhyne. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors for Tusculum. Kavanaugh's first pitch, high, 1 ball and no strikes. Anderson did beat Mars Hill 10-2 in 6 innings in Game 2 of that doubleheader, so Anderson gets the sweep of Mars Hill. Swing and a miss, 1-1. One pitch is fouled back to the screen. That pitch from Kavanaugh is high, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kavanaugh crossing the 50 pitch threshold with that last delivery. Line foul, still 2-2. Two and two the count. Fouled away again, still 2-2. Two from Kavanaugh. Off the plate, 3-2. Three balls and 2 strikes to Sherrill leading off the fourth inning. Kavanaugh's pitch, pop foul. Still 3-2. Fouled away again. Three and two the count. The pitch. Fouled away again. That was the 10th pitch of the at-bat to Sherrill. The Pioneers had a couple long at-bats in Game 1. 3-2 the count. The pitch. Low and away, ball 4. So Cheryl battles and gets the walk to lead off the 4th inning. And that'll bring Kendall Osborne to the plate. Osborne walked her first time up. We'll see if Osborne will be bunting here. She does, and she fouls it away at the plate. 1 strike. One strike the count to Osborne. Bunt in front of the plate. Kavanaugh on to first, just covering at second is, or at first is Hughes. 1-4 on the sacrifice as Kavanaugh got out of the circle quickly and threw on to Hughes for the out. 1 down in the 4th. And Savannah Moorfield, the center fielder, will bat. Moorfield's 0 for 2. She's grounded out and flied out. First pitch is taken for a ball, 1-0. One ball and no strikes. This one is golfed into right center field, hit pretty well, and it is gone. It is a home run to almost straightaway center field by Savannah Moorfield, her first home run of the season. And she picked a good time to do it for the Bears as they lead it 4-2 here in the 4th. Moorfield hit 2 home runs last season, but she drives this one almost dead center, just to the right of the flag. That's a 4-2 Lenoir-Rhyne lead. Stepping to the plate now will be Hannah Jennings, the third baseman. Jennings has popped up and singled. First pitch is called strike. One strike the count to Jennings. This one is skied to left field. Giving chase is Newport, and it is in play. Stopping at second base is Jennings, as that one was drilled to the fence by Jennings for the double, her 4th of the season. And the Bears teeing off here in this 4th inning. Cassidy Wall will come to the plate, but we'll see possibility of a pitching change coming up here as Coach Julie Hubner is making her way to home plate umpire Amber DeWald, and it will be a pitching change for the Pioneers. Kavanaugh will depart, and it will be Keelan Reynolds. The numbers on Reynolds this season: she's making her 10th appearance. She has started 4 games. 2-0, a 4.96 earned run average, 24 innings, 42 hits, 17 earned runs, 8 walks, 24 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .368 against Keelan Reynolds. Reynolds, a sophomore out of Kingston, Tennessee. So Lenoir-Rhyne has regained the lead here in this 4th inning. Reynolds, her last appearance was in relief. Her last 2 appearances have been in relief. She pitched 4 innings of relief at King on Tuesday. Gave up 4 hits and no runs. She also pitched a third of an inning at Wingate on Saturday and gave up 3 hits and 3 runs. So Reynolds on here. Reynolds' career record of 4-2 with a 4.11 ERA.
Pitching for the Pioneers, number 32, Keelan Reynolds.
So Reynolds will face Wall, who has singled twice and scored a run. 7 hits for the Bears. Kavanaugh responsible for Jennings at second base. 1 out here in the 4th. First pitch from Reynolds. Hit to third, knocked down, and now the runner tries to go to third. Smart play there by Longmire as she faked the throw across and got Jennings. Never advance with the ball in front of you. And Jennings is out on a fielder's choice, 5 unassisted for the second out. Wall safe at first. So savvy play there by Longmire for the second out. That'll bring Mardigan to the plate. She has singled and popped up and scored a run. So 2 outs here in the 4th.
The shortstop, number 32, Julia Mardigan.
Reynolds with her first pitch. Low and in for a ball, 1-0. One ball and no strikes. Low and away. Snap throw to first by Freischmidt. Safe at first base. On the dive is Wall. 2 balls and no strikes the count to Mardigan. This one's chopped as short, right through the legs of the shortstop, Hodges. That'll be an error, as Mardigan is safe at first. First error of the day for either team. As that just found the wickets there. So it's 2 on and 2 out for Kylie Lenhart. Lenhart had a 2-run double in the first and walked in the third. So with 2 outs, Lenhart bats the pitch. High, 1 ball and no strikes. One and 0 the count. Reynolds pitch, high, 2 balls and no strikes. Baseball, Tusculum leading Lenoir-Rhyne 6-1 in the 3rd inning in Game 2 of that doubleheader. Pioneers with 3 in the 3rd still batting. 2-0 the count to Lenhart. 3-0 the count to Lenhart. On deck is Wood. Three balls and no strikes. Outside, ball 4. First walk issued by Reynolds. The bases are loaded. For the first baseman, Laura Beth Wood.
The first baseman, number 24, Laura Beth Wood.
Wood has struck out and popped up. (4-2) Lenoir-Rhyne here in the 4th. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Low, 1 ball and no strikes. One and 0 the count. The pitch. High, 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0 the count to Wood. Two balls and no strikes the count to Laura Beth Wood. Men's track and field. Zachary Nelson of Tusculum getting ready to run in the men's 400 trials. 2-0 pitch, low, 3 balls and no strikes. Richard Gervil's already qualified for the finals of the men's 60. He'll run in the 200 coming up at 6:15 Eastern. 3 balls and no strikes to count to Wood. The pitch, called strike 3-1. Three balls and one strike. Check swing, called strike 3-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes to count to Wood. The runners will be off with the pitch with 2 outs. Reynolds winds the 3-2 pitch. Bouncer to third. Longmire has it. Throw across is in time. And the inning is over. It could have been a lot worse for the Pioneers. As a slow roller to Longmire to third, and she throws across to Lazo for the out. 2 runs in the inning, 2 hits, an error, 3 left. Lenoir-Rhyne has left 9 on base, 8 on base. They've left 8 on base through 4 innings. So it could be worse for the Pioneers. They trail at 4-2 heading to the bottom of the 4th on the Pioneer Sports Network. Bottom of the 4th inning, Caitlin Hodges leads off for the Pioneers. She struck out her first time up, and she hits a grounder to Jennings at third to throw across in time for the out. Hodges out on 1 pitch, 1 down here in the 4th. As Morgan Beeler has retired 5 in a row after the RBI double from Newport. And Hannah Hughes will bat. Hughes also struck out her first time up. Beeler has struck out 4. First pitch. Line to left center field. That will be a base hit. Will it split the gap? It will. Moorfield picks it up. On at second base with a double is Hannah Hughes. Her 3rd double of the season as she found the gap on that low fastball. And an easy double for Hughes. 4th hit of the game for the Pioneers. And Kylie Longmire will bat. Longmire had a double in the 2nd inning and knocked in a run, and then later scored. Lenoir-Rhyne's out hit Tusculum 7-4, according to the big scoreboard there in left field. Off the plate, 1 ball and no strikes. One ball and no strikes to count to Longmire. Popped up, foul, Wood giving chase, and she will have room and make the catch for the out. Longmire out on a foul pop-up, 2 outs in the 4th. And Maya Maddox will bat. Maddox grounded out and was hit by a pitch.
Center fielder number 1, Maya Maddox.
Maddox now hitting .453. 34 for 75. Runner at second with 2 outs. The pitch. Cates takes called strike. One strike to count to Maddox. Check swing. Appeal. No swing, says third base umpire Arnez Cantrell. 1 ball and 1 strike. One and 1 the count. Ball, 2 balls and 1 strike. The 2-1 pitch. Off the plate, 3 and 1. Three balls and 1 strike to count to Maya Maddox with Callan Newport on deck. And now Beeler asking for a different sign from the dugout. 3 balls and a strike to count to Maya Maddox. In front of the plate, on to first, in time for the out. Beeler got off the circle in a hurry and throws on to first, and Maddox is out by a fraction of a step as she dove into the bag. No runs, a hit, and 1 left. Off to the 5th, it's Lenoir-Rhyne 4, Tusculum 2 on the Pioneer Sports Network. Top of the 5th inning, it's Lauren Rakes leading off for Lenoir-Rhyne. Rakes is over 2. She's grounded out and fouled out, and she hits this one foul, 1 strike. NCAA Track Championship, Zachary Nelson running in the 400 meters. He will not advance to the final. But a great season for him. He'll be back next year. Build on this for the future. Witcher Gervil will run again at 6:15 in the men's 200. Ball and a strike to count to Lauren Rakes. Low and away, 2-1. Two-one pitch is called strike, 2-2. Reynolds evens the count, 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Hit to short. Great play by Hodges. Throw across in time for the out. Great play at shortstop by Caitlin Hodges as she extends on the dive and makes a throw across in time. Up the middle there by Rakes, and on the dive and from her knees, a throw from Hodges in time for the out. So Hodges flashing a little leather, one out here in the fifth. Leanna Sherrill will bat. Sherrill has struck out and walked after a long at bat in the fourth, and she scored a run. Low, 1 ball and no strikes. One and 0 the count to Sherrill. Called strike, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Change up in there for a strike, 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Sherrill. The pitch outside, 2-2. Reynolds with the 2-2 delivery. Swing and a miss, strike 3. First strikeout for Keelan Reynolds, 2 up and 2 down here in the fifth.
The left fielder, number 5, Kendall Osborne.
And Kendall Osborne will bat. Osborne has walked and sacrificed. Low, 1 ball and no strikes. The 1-0 pitch. Bounced to short. Hodges, long throw, in time. 2 nice plays at shortstop by Hodges, one significantly better than the other, but still a 1-2-3 inning for the Pioneers in the fifth. And the Pioneers will come to bat in the bottom of the fifth, trailing Lenoir-Rhyne 4-2 on the Pioneer Sports Network. Bottom of the fifth inning, Tusculum trailing 4-2 to Lenoir-Rhyne. It'll be Callan Newport leading off the inning. Newport's 2 for 2. She's singled and doubled and knocked in a run. Now batting .372. Facing Morgan Beeler, who struck out 4, allowed 4 hits in 4 innings. First pitch to Newport. Low and in for a ball, 1-0. Newport, Lazo, Freischmidt for the Pioneers here in the fifth. Tusculum has lost 5 in a row, trying to put that to an end here today. Take it for a ball, 2 balls and no strikes. Tusculum has some work to do here, trailing 4-2 in the fifth. Popped up in the infield. Mardigan, the shortstop, will make the catch for the out. 1 down in the fifth, and Lazo will come to the plate. She is 0 for 2. She is hit into a fielder's choice and flied out to center.
The first baseman, number 30, Lazo.
First pitch to Lazo is lined foul down the right side, 1 strike. One strike the count to Lazo. Take it for a ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count to Lazo. The pitch. Low, 2 balls and 1 strike. Two and 1 the count to Lazo. Two ones hit to second. Big hop for Cheryl on her throw to first. In time for the out. 2 up and 2 down in the fifth. And Chloe Freischmidt will come to the plate. Freischmidt has walked and struck out.
The catcher, number 14, Chloe Freischmidt.
Tusculum baseball leads Lenoir-Rhyne 6-2. They're in the bottom of the 4th inning of that 7-inning game. Freischmidt batting with 2 outs. She hits one to third. Jennings has it. Throw across, picked out by Wood, and the inning is over. A 1-2-3 inning for Beeler in the 5th. We head to the 6th. It's Lenoir-Rhyne 4, Tusculum 2 on the Pioneer Sports Network. We head to the top of the 6th inning. It is 4-2 Lenoir-Rhyne with the lead. And leading off for the Bears is Savannah Moorfield, the center fielder. She has the difference right now. She hit a 2-run home run in the 4th off of Kavanaugh to give Lenoir-Rhyne that 4-2 lead. Moorfield now hitting .378. And she takes the ball 1-0. Reynolds has pitched an inning and 2/3 of scoreless balls so far, with 1 walk and 1 strikeout. The 1-0 pitch is a called strike. The final line on Ireland Kavanaugh, she went 3 1/3 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs earned, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts, 63 pitches, 43 strikes, 20 balls. 1-1 the count to Moorfield. The pitch popped up behind third. Hodges giving chase, and she makes the catch as she runs into the fence. Hodges has been getting a workout in the last couple innings, and she has to go far to her right and make the play in foul territory for the first out. That'll bring Hannah Jennings, the third baseman, to the plate. Jennings has popped up, singled, and doubled. 2 for 3, now hitting .329. Reynolds' pitch is called strike. One strike the count to Hannah Jennings. The 0-1, low and away, 1 ball and 1 strike. One and 1 the count to Jennings. Two balls and a strike. Two and 1 the count to Hannah Jennings. Keelan Reynolds has retired 5 straight. Beaten foul at the plate, 2 and 2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Reynolds. The 2-2 pitch coming. Line foul. Two and 2 the count to Jennings. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 on the changeup. Second strikeout for Reynolds. And that'll bring Cassidy Wall to the plate. Wall has singled twice, hit into a fielder's choice, and scored a run. First pitch. Changeup is hit to left field, hit pretty well. Newport back, and it's in play off the fence. Into second is Wall with a double. Her third hit of the game, 10th double of the season for Wall. She's now 3 for 4. And they're going to check on Newport, and she says, I'm okay.
Now batting number 32, Julia Mardigan.
Julia Mardigan, the shortstop, will bat. 8 hits now for the Bears. Mardigan has singled, popped up, and reached on an error. Reynolds gets the sign and the first pitch. Ball off the plate, 1 ball and no strikes. One and 0 the count to Mardigan. The pitch. Line to right field. That is going to find a gap and will knock it into run. Alloway cuts it off. A throw into second. And in sliding with the double is Mardigan. Her 7th double of the season. Wall scores, and it's 5-2. So another 2-out run for the Bears, their third of the game. Another extra base hit for Lenoir-Rhyne. They have 4 doubles and a home run among their 9 hits.
The catcher, number 3, Kylie Lenhart.
Kylie Lenhart will come to the plate. She has reached safely all 3 times. She doubled home 2 runs in the first, walked in the third, and walked in the fourth. First pitch to her is off the plate for a ball, 1-0. 1 ball and no strikes the count to Lenhart. The 1-0 pitch. In the dirt, 2 balls and no strikes. The 2-0 pitch. Low and in, 3 balls and no strikes. So a pop-up and a strikeout, and then back-to-back doubles by Wall and Mardigan. 3-0 the count on Lenhart, who's walked 14 times this season. And that's a called strike, 3-1. Wood on deck is 0 for 3 today in game 2. Reynolds' 3-1 pitch is outside, ball 4. Lenhart has walked for the 3rd time. And with 2 outs, it'll bring Laura Beth Wood to the plate. Or will it? It will not. It'll be Corey Hammett instead. Hammett,
For the Bears, number 21, Corey
2 for 9 at the plate, 222 average. Inside corner, 1 strike. One strike the count to Hammett. Off the plate, 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch, hit to third, off of Longmire, and everybody's going to be safe. There'll be an error, and the bases are loaded. So the bases are now loaded.
Now batting the designated player, number 10, Lauren Rakes.
This will be Lauren Rakes batting with the bases loaded. She's grounded out, fouled out to left, and grounded out. Low and in, 1 ball and no strikes. The 1-0 pitch is called strike. One pitch, low, 2 balls and a strike. 2 balls and a strike. The pitch. Beaten foul, 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes. Mardigan at third, Lenhart at second, Hammett at first. 5-2 Lenoir-Rhyne here in the 6th. Two pitch. High, 3-2. Sherrill on deck. 3-2 the count to Rakes. Reynolds pitch. Hit to third. Longmire has it this time, and she'll tag the bag to end the inning. So fielder's choice will end the inning. A run, 2 hits, an error, and 3 left. Lenoir-Rhyne's now left 11 on base, but they lead at 5-2 as we go to the bottom of the 6th on the Pioneer Sports Network. Bottom of the 6th inning, Tusculum trailing Lenoir-Rhyne 5-2. Claire Smeltzer will lead off the inning. She pinch hit for Emily Sappington in the designated player spot in the 3rd inning, and she'll bat for the 2nd time. Smeltzer grounded to first base her first time up. Facing Morgan Beeler, who is retired 9 of the last 10. Called strike. The 0-1 pitch. Low and away, 1 ball and 1 strike. One and 1 the count to Smeltzer. Fouled at the plate. Foul tip, 1 ball and 2 strikes. One and 2 to Claire Smeltzer. Beeler's pitch. Beaten foul, still 1 and 2. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on a high fastball. 5th strikeout for Beeler, 1 down here in the 6th.
The right fielder, 0-0,
Anna Alloway at the plate. She has walked and scored in the 2nd and lined out in the 3rd. First pitch to Alloway is outside for a ball, 1-0. One and 0 the count to Alloway. The pitch. Beaten to short. Big hop for the shortstop Mardigan, and her throw across is in time. 2 up and 2 down. And a pinch hitter for the Pioneers. It'll be Kaylee Higgins to bat for Caitlin Hodges.
Pinch hitting for the Pioneers. Number 12, Motor Higgins.
Higgins, 2 for 8 this season with 2 RBIs. She was a pinch runner in Game 1, her first at bat of the day. Sophomore out of Rocky Face, Georgia. One ball and no strikes. The 1-0 pitch. Low and in, 2 balls and no strikes. Two and 0 the count to Kaylee Higgins. Beeler's pitch is hit to third. Jennings has it on a big hopper, throw across in the dirt, scooped by Wood. And that'll do it. Another 1-2-3 inning for Morgan Beeler as she has set down 8 in a row. We head to the 7th in Game 2. It's Lenoir-Rhyne 5, Tusculum 2 on the Pioneer Sports Network. We go to the top of the 7th inning. We'll see a couple pinch hitters for Lenoir-Rhyne. The first one will be Kaylee Travis, a senior second baseman out of Conover, North Carolina. She will bat for Sherrill. Travis 2 for 11 at the plate this season. She's made 8 appearances.
Now batting for the Bears, number 7, Kaylee Travis.
Hodges back in the game at shortstop for the Pioneers. 1 strike the count to Travis.
Who did she say was?
One strike the count to Travis. The pitch. Off the plate, a ball and a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike the count to Kaylee Travis. Keelan Reynolds. The wind and the 1-1 pitch. Beaten foul, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Tusculum will be back in action next Wednesday at LMU. It will be a 1 o'clock start for that doubleheader. 1-2 the count to Travis. Hit to third, knocked down by Longmire. Her throw across is in time for the out. 1 down here in the 7th. And the pinch hitter will be Addison Blair, batting for Osborne.
Now batting for the Bears, number 28, Addison Blair.
Blair, freshman out of Hickory, North Carolina. Didn't have to go far. 2 for 12 at the plate this season, making her 9th appearance. Low and in for a ball, 1-0. One ball and no strikes the count to Blair. 1-0 pitch. Called strike. One ball and one strike the count to Addison Blair. Inside 2-1. Two and one the count. Off the plate, 3-1. Three and one the count to Blair. The pitch. Line foul. 3-2. Actually, in the Tusculum bullpen, Michaela Bush is warming up. Don't know if we'll see her or not. Just a couple outs to get. Sky to center. Maddox drifts to her left, and she'll make the catch for the second out. 2 up and 2 down the 7th. And Savannah Moorfield will bat. Moorfield is 1 for 4, but it was a big one, a 2-run home run in the 4th, which gave Lenoir-Rhyne the 4-2 lead, which they now have extended to 5-2.
The center fielder, number 11, Savannah Moorfield.
Reynolds with her first pitch. Chopped up the middle and into center field as it got past the diving Hodges. So Moorfield has her second hit of the game, and she's a 2-out base runner here in the 7th. Lenoir-Rhyne has left 11 on base. And Hannah Jennings will bat again. Jennings is 2 for 4. She's popped up, singled, doubled, and struck out. Reynolds' first pitch. Low and away for a ball, 1-0. Tusculum baseball leading Lenoir-Rhyne 6-2. They're in the 6th inning of that 7-inning game. The Pioneers try and snap Lenoir-Rhyne's winning streak. They can hold on. The 1-0 pitch. As Moorfield was off with the pitch and was fouled at the plate by Jennings. 1 ball, 1 strike. One and 1 the count to Jennings. Off speed pitch, 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes the count to Jennings. Low in the dirt, blocked by Freischmidt, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes to Jennings with Moorfield at first. 2 outs here in the 7th. Reynolds' pitch. Runner goes, beaten foul at the plate, still 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, the count to Hannah Jennings. Reynolds' pitch. Popped up in the infield. Hodges wants it. Hodges has it. Inning over. A hit and 1 left. Lenoir-Rhyne's now left 12 in the game. But they lead at 5-2 as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Last chance for the Pioneers here on the Pioneer Sports Network. Bottom of the 7th inning, the Pioneers' last chance, and it'll be Hughes, Longmire, and Maddox due up for the Pioneers. Hannah Hughes, the second baseman, 1 for 2 with a strikeout and a double. Morgan Beeler's allowed 4 hits through 6, 94 pitches entering the bottom of the 7th. She struck out 5, walked 2. First pitch to Hughes is outside for a ball, 1-0. 1 ball and no strikes to count to Hannah Hughes. The 1-0 pitch. Pop foul out of play, 1 ball and 1 strike. Tusculum being out hit 10-4 in this game. Hughes, the 1-1 is high, 2-1. Hughes was the last base runner for the Pioneers with a double in the 4th inning. 2-1 pitch. Popped into right field. And the catch is made by the right fielder Wall for the first out. One down in the 7th for the third baseman, Kylie Longmire. Longmire doubled in a run in the 2nd and scored and popped up. So that's 9 in a row. And 14 out of 15 retired by Beeler. First pitch to Longmire's beaten foul, 1 strike. One strike to count to Kylie Longmire as Beeler prepares to deliver her 100th pitch. Beaten to short. Mardigan for out number 2. So it's up to Maddox. Maddox, Newport, and Lazo. The last chances for the Pioneers. Maddox is 0 for 2. She's grounded to the circle twice and been hit by a pitch. She needs to get on base, so expect her to try and lay one down. She swings away, foul, 1 strike, down the line. 1 strike to count to Maya Maddox. Beeler trying to get the final out. Try and nail down her 9th complete game of the season, move her record to 8-4. The 0-1 pitch is a called strike, 0-2, and Tusculum down to its last strike. Nothing and 2 the count. The pitch, high and away, 1-2. One and 2 the count to Maya Maddox. Beeler with the 1-2 delivery. Lifted to left field. Right there is the left fielder, Osborne, and that will do it. So Morgan Beeler retires the final 11 batters she faces and gets the victory as Lenoir-Rhyne sweeps the doubleheader, winning by a score of 5-2. The final totals for Tusculum, or for Lenoir-Rhyne, 5 runs, 10 hits, no errors. They left 12. Tusculum, 2 runs, 4 hits, 2 errors. They left 5. The winning pitcher is Morgan Beeler, 8-4. The losing pitcher, Ireland Kavanaugh, drops to 5-4. For Beeler, 7 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts, 104 pitches. LR got 2 in the first, 2 in the fourth, 1 in the 6th, and they finish off the sweep, winning by a score of 5-2. Lenoir-Rhyne now 21-6 overall, 6-0 in the South Atlantic Conference. Tusculum 13-12 overall, 0-4 in the conference. Pioneers' next games are Wednesday at Lincoln Memorial, starting at 1 o'clock. The next home doubleheader will be Saturday, March 19th at 1 o'clock against Mars Hill. Time of the game at even 2 hours. Can't complain about that. And that'll wrap it up here from Red Emmons Field. For our producer, Alex Perez, I'm Jim Miller. You can catch the highlights and the recap and everything else on TusculumPioneers.com after the conclusion of this doubleheader, which wraps up with a Lenoir-Rhyne victory as they win it 3-2 and 5-2. Thanks for tuning in. You've been listening and watching to Tusculum Baseball on Tusculum Softball on the Pioneer Sports Network.